What's up, guys? Welcome to Jew Whiskey. My name is Jeff. This is a channel where I offer my thoughts and opinions on a specific whiskey, and every once in a while I'll throw in other whiskey-related content. Today, we're going to be doing a side-by-side. It's a blind side-by-side. I'm going to be going through 4 Arrans, ranking them, and giving my thoughts. Stick around. So, Arran, you might know them. They make whiskey. They make good whiskey. You might have even heard a YouTuber mention them once or twice. They're probably one of the biggest names in modern whiskey, and they have so many very well-received bottles out there. Now, probably the biggest Arran release would be the 10-year-old, and by probably I mean definitely, but you might know some of their other hits. We have the Quarter Cask, the Port Cask, and the Sherry Cask, all of which have reached the Billboard Top 100. And what a coincidence, I happen to have precisely those 4 bottles with me here today. The odds are remarkable. So yeah, all of these whiskeys well received, well loved, and I'll tell you right out the gate, I like all of these bottles. I think they're all good whiskeys. I believe I've reviewed every single one of these, which means I've scored them all independently. So today will be interesting. We'll see how they stack up against each other in a blind tasting. As I said, I believe I have checked out all of these whiskeys before, but I didn't go back and I didn't look at my old videos, so I don't know what the score is currently, but through the magic of editing, I will be able to post my previous scores here. Hopefully today's scores won't line up with these ones. We'll have a bit of variation just to make things interesting. The way this is going to work is I'm going to blind myself. I'm not going to blind myself. I'm going to blindfold myself. And while I'm blindfolded, girlfriend is going to come in. She's going to number the Glencairns, and then she'll switch them around. I won't know what I'm drinking. I'll be able to take the blindfold off and go through the whiskeys. First off, we're going to need to pour our whiskeys. Wow, magic. Now, in a moment, girlfriend's going to come in. She's going to switch the bottles around. She'll number them, and I'll get my blindfold on. Before we do that, though, if you'll kindly leave a like down below, that'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, so we're ready to get started. I'm going to put on my sleep mask, and anytime you're ready, my dear. Okay, seems like we're good to go. And let's just dive right in. So I'll start with what's closest to me. We've got number 2 here. Okay, I'm getting wood. I'm getting vanilla. I'm getting some fruitiness. It is more on the fresher side. Some pears, some slightly tart fruits. Let's try. Oh, nice intensity. Great texture. Arran's always so good, man. Bright, clean, quite fresh. Not too cask forward, so I have some theories there. Let's move on to number 1. Okay, so cask forward. Yeah, we got lots of intense red fruits, berries. Some nice woodiness again. Cinnamon. Baking spices. Let's try. Really nice. I'm getting raspberry. Red fruits. Lots of berries. Very good. Number 3. Vanilla. Butterscotch. Always orchard fruits. I always get orchard fruits with Arran, almost across the board. Slightly tart, but not quite as tart as the first one. Let's drink. Okay. Some intense fruitiness, red fruits, vanilla, white pepper, good finish, long finish. Need some water. Maybe I'll just fast forward through this bit. All right, nose. A little bit more closed as a nose. I'm getting a lot of wood today. You know, the problem with doing a side-by-side from the same brand is a lot of them start to melt together, especially by the end. Yeah, so fruits, spices, cinnamon. I don't know what to say. It's too similar. It's too similar. Okay. Less convinced by the texture on this one. Berries, fruits. Same old, same old. All right. Once again, I'll speed this up. I don't want to cut because this will all be one take, but I'll speed this up. And I just want to go through these on my own, spend a bit of time, try and figure things out. Okay, I think I'm ready, but I also think I'm wrong. Too many of these flavors are bleeding together, and it's hard for me to pick apart what's unique about one particular dram. So, we'll start with my preference. My favorite seems to be the one. I like that one the most. Then we'll say two. Actually, it's just in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. What I think these are. I think 1 is the 10. In my mind, that follows. The 10 is actually personally my favorite from these 4. Number 2, I believe, is the Quarter Cask. Number 3, I think is... I can't tell if it's sherry or port. I think number 3 is the sherry, and I think number 4 is the port. So let's check on that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so that was pretty wrong. I thought I'd do better. Again, a lot of it starts to bleed together, and that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. The way it worked out, though, is not actually that surprising. So if you asked me, just whatever, like off the top of my head, to list off my favorite of these 4, I would say it's the 10, then probably a toss-up between the Quarter Cask and the Sherry Cask, and in last place would be the port. Now, the port did hold on to its last place, but my favorite here ended up being the sherry. I thought it would be the 10. It wasn't. So the way it worked out was number 1 was sherry, number 2 was 10, number 3 was Quarter Cask, and number 4 was port. So I'm glad I got things a little bit wrong. Still not particularly surprising. But, I mean, I guess the big takeaway here is that it's really tough doing side-by-sides when it's from the same brand. A lot of people recommend it. They say, do the whole flight and you'll find all the nuances and all the differences. For me, it's the opposite. When you do a flight from a single brand, everything kind of bleeds together and it gets really murky. So yeah, that's the excuse I'm going for. I think it's a good one, but you can let me know what you think down below. Do you think it's a good idea to do flights from the same brand, or is it better to switch it up? I guess at the end of the day, though, I still love every single one of these whiskeys. All of these whiskeys would be at least, let's say, an 85 upwards. All of them are not too expensive, they're widely available, and they're genuinely delicious. So Arran, on the whole, is always a brand I'm happy to recommend. And yeah, I guess that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to help support the channel, I do have the Patreon. Otherwise, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, I do want to hear from you. Have you guys tried all 4 of these? Have you tried any of these? If you've tried even 1 or 2, you can list, what's your favorite, what's your least favorite. Give us the ranking. I'm curious what you guys think, so put that down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.